Hey everyone! Thank you so much for being here and coming to listen to my training. I'm so pleased that you're here. First of all, as you can see, this is not a live video. I'm so sorry about that. The thing is, I have a beautiful house. I absolutely love where I live, and it is right in the middle of the countryside in England, and it's amazing and beautiful and perfect for meditation and healing with the horses and everything. But when it comes to Wi-Fi connection, it is great. We do have Wi-Fi, but when it comes to live videos, you just can't see my face. It's not clear, it's kind of blurry, and yeah, it takes a bit of a while to load, and you probably wouldn't have the replay for ages anyway. So what I tend to do is just record videos that's the same thing, same time, and then just post it on there anyway. So hopefully if it all loads in time, you're still going to have this at 2 p.m. Hopefully it's 2 p.m. right now, UK time. So yeah, I know a lot of people wanted to watch this anyway that are in America, so you guys can catch up anyway. So like I say, it's not live, but if you I would love your interactions still. I know it's not the same because I can't see your comments coming through. Not ideal, but hey, it's solution focused and we're gonna work with it. So yeah, please feel free to interact through this. Post your comments and stuff. I'm gonna be around for the next hour or so, just catching up with your messages, going through your comments and all that jazz. So yeah, absolutely, keep going with it. Any questions throughout the whole thing, just pop them below and I'll comment as you're watching. So yeah, let's crack into it, shall we? So first of all, what is a belief? Just a belief by itself, what would we define that as? Well, a belief is something that you would hold as truth. So it's something that you just absolutely believe, no matter what other people think. To you, it's just normal, it's just fact, it's truth. That's it. So that can be a strongly held opinion. So that would be a belief. So if we think about a limiting belief is just going to be a belief that limits you. Simple, right? So it's something that's going to hold you back from your success, going to make you feel fearful and procrastinate, and it's something that negatively impacts your life so that you can't really move forward with that belief in place because to you it's fact, so there's no real desire or anything to change that because you can't see it. That is why it is so incredible to have a coach, because you know that once you go through your coaching training you can pick up, honestly, friends, family, I'm like, oh, that's a limiting belief, but maybe this can really help them as well, this training. But obviously to them it's truth, it's fact. You don't really want to be going around and being like, that's a limiting belief. You might not get the best response, but hey, they might love it as well. So yeah, so that is what a limiting belief is. It's going to be holding you back, especially if I know a lot of entrepreneurs are following me as well. So if you're growing and building your business, which is what I help people do, then I know a lot of the times these beliefs come up because, for example, one of mine was that I'm not smart enough to build my own business. I can't build a business, I'm not smart enough. That's something I used to think. So where would this come from? That for me came from a lot happens in childhood. We absorb things, we pick up things from our environment. That's where we start to put together our building blocks of belief. And for me, it was from a very young age, pretty much, getting extra help and support, which I loved at the time. But it kind of builds up those beliefs, those thoughts that I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough to be in the bigger sets. So I was always put in smaller sets and having extra help, extra support, having like a sub teacher or something with me to help me because I'm not capable of doing it by myself. That's not necessarily that's not a true thing. That's just something that I believe for so long. So imagine what it's like when you get into adult life and you're like, oh god, I have to do things by myself. How am I ever like gonna get a job? Like, maths was my weakest subject. So I had a limiting belief that I'm not good at maths. That is a belief. How many of us actually have that like, I'm not good at maths, or I'm not good at art? I was a very creative person, so I loved art and like photography and creative subjects, food tech, because I'm a foodie, a vegan foodie. So to me, I knew I excelled at those subjects, but when it came to analytical, mathematical things like that, I was thinking, no, I'm not good enough. But it wasn't until I challenged and changed that belief that I got through it. Like, now I've worked in retail, I've worked my way up to management, so I'm dealing with the money, I'm dealing with orders, I'm dealing with customer conversions and stuff, and I've built several of my own businesses, and that comes with doing your own tax forms. So I'm going through doing my own tax. Working on an aeroplane, I've been counting different currencies at the end of the day to cash up. These are all things that someone not good at maths wouldn't be good at doing. No one thought I'd pass my maths GCSE, including me. And I was like, no, I have to, because I created a pain point to it. I thought, if I don't pass maths now, I'm going to have to do it again in college, and I don't want to do that. So I challenged that belief, I put everything into it, and I passed that. I passed my maths GCSE. I didn't care what I got for every other subject. I just wanted to pass that one so I didn't have to do it again. So yeah, that's kind of an example of how you can have that belief, and a lot of the times, like, how many people can actually relate to this as well? Like, put it in the comments below. I know it's not live, but put it in the comments. Like, what do you reckon, like, you have belief-wise? Can you relate to, like, not feeling smart enough or not feeling good at a particular subject at school? Because things have happened and then you've kind of formed that as a belief, when actually it's just kind of our perception of those things. So it's really interesting, like, when you actually go into it. So how else can a limiting belief affect us? Well, especially for business and stuff like that, it really comes up and it shows up as self-sabotaging you. Procrastination, like, what's another one? Like, no one likes to be sold to, so you won't pick up the call, you won't message someone, you won't put yourself out there, because why would you? This is fact, this is point to you. If you don't believe that people like being sold to, why would you go and tell people about your services? Why would you go and share, however amazing your product or opportunity or whatever it is? You're never going to go and share that. What would be the point? Because you don't believe that anyone wants to buy from you, because people don't like being sold to. And then you walk into a supermarket and there's all this amazing, like, vegan food around or whatever. And you find yourself selling to yourself why you need all these different pieces of food. And then tell yourself that you're not good at selling. That was fine. So, yes. So, how do we find them? This is the tricky thing, right? So, I just sat down. How short am I now? How to find and spot a limiting belief ourselves can be quite tricky for this very reason. Because we are thinking, well, we're not thinking, that's the point. We're not thinking about it. We are believing that these things are truth. So for us to go and find them ourselves can be more tricky. This is why it's so powerful, especially in having a coaching session, because your coach can pick these things up and they notice them, and then they can start to go through and challenge them with questions until you're like, oh, you're kind of breaking it down, you know? But more on that in a minute. So yeah, how would we find them? What's really, really good? I don't know if any of you practice mindfulness, but mindfulness is like just being in the present moment. So listening to yourself, listening to your conversations with yourself, and just noticing like what thoughts come. Maybe start writing them down. If you do a journal or something like that, that can be really good. I'm gonna sit up here again. So yeah, write them down. So think about the conversations that you are having with yourself, right? So what is that belief going to look like? So a limiting belief is generally going to show up as something that's not serving you. So you might think, oh, I can't do that, I'm not good at that, or I don't deserve so and so. And if you think you don't deserve something, there's probably going to be a belief going on behind that. You're thinking, oh, that's not true. Where did you get that from? So you said, I'm not smart enough, for example. Like, I'm not smart enough to do that. I can't do that. Let's think of another one. There's so many. When I did this, I literally wrote, I have a whole page now, but I wrote 15 out straight away and shared it with everyone because I was like, oh my god, like this is this is amazing. I didn't know I had all this in me, but it was like, I'm not good enough to be in a relationship with one as well. How many limiting beliefs do we have around being in relationships with people? Like all these things. At the moment in this 60-day challenge you see in this group, we're going through the wheel of life. So that's 8 different sections of life. So you've got like career, money, friends and family, significant other, health. But we're going into each section to create balance. And imagine how many limiting beliefs. I bet you, all of you have a limiting belief in each one of those sections. Like, definitely. But especially going back to business as well, like failing. I believe I'm going to fail. So why would you even try? Why would you even put yourself out there? And then that's when you start getting things come up where you don't feel confident to do something. You don't feel confident to be on the phone or to put yourself out there and talk to people because like you already believe that it's not there. So that's what it is. You get a good idea of what a limiting belief is, how it's going to show up in your life, what you can do to find them. So as well, you can share this with your friends and family and you can call each other out on it. So that you can get them to do this with you as well. Be like, hey, I do all the time. So yeah, so what can we do to release this? How would we release a limiting belief? Well, challenge it, basically. This is a strongly held opinion that has been in your mind and that has probably been a part of your life for a very long time. So, challenging this belief can be challenging, but that would be a limiting belief. So, yeah, for sure. Think about your limiting belief. Let's use the smart enough one, right? I'm not smart enough. I can't build a business. I'm not smart enough. So to challenge that, what we're doing is we're breaking down that belief. So we're making it weaker. At the moment, it's got quite a strong presence holding in your mind. So when we start to weaken that down, it doesn't hold as much strength as it has done. So what we can do by challenging that is using thought-provoking questions. Now this is why it works so much better in a coaching environment, because it's a bit weird doing it yourself. Like, I have done it myself, I do it myself, but because I do this on the daily and I have a whole range of amazing thought-provoking questions that I can kind of delve into myself. But this is something that you want to hold on to subconsciously because you believe it to be true. So when I go into things that they don't want to come out, right? So that's why it's so much easier to have someone there to be like this is your belief. How do we get through this? And challenging with using questions so that you can answer them, you can think about it, you can process it, and then you can start to release it and start building up something called an empowering belief. So, but we can give it a go, right? So if you're going to challenge a belief, it would be something like, with the smart one, what's the smartest thing you've ever done? You're thinking, you have a belief that you're not smart. So if all of a sudden you have to start thinking about all the smart things you've done, it's like, oh, that will go against my belief. So it's breaking it down. Do you see what I mean? So let's get the notepad out again. Where's your journal? Get your journal out. And you can write down all the things that you're smart about. Write 20 things today. Or it doesn't have to be. You might think you're super smart anyway. I'm just giving you an example here. But whatever it is, whatever you find, write a list of the opposite of that. So how good you are at that. Give yourselves an example of, like, however small it might be. Maybe it's the selling one. Like, you don't feel like you can sell because people don't want to be sold to. Then give yourself an example of, like, all the things that you have sold in your life. This doesn't have to be a physical object or in a job or something like that. Like I say, it can be to yourself in the supermarket, selling yourself on buying that extra bottle of wine or those vegan mince pies or whatever it is. Like, that's still selling to yourself. How many times have you sold to your partner that you want to go to somewhere else rather than where they want to go? Or as children to your parents. Children are the best at selling and getting what they want. I'm going back to supermarket again because, you know, or toy shop or going out on a trip or something, or like just getting a hamster. How many times have you just come home with an animal or had to persuade them that, like, you want to have this animal at home? You can imagine why I live on a farm. So, yeah. Just start breaking these things down and then it doesn't hold as much power anymore. So you can start thinking with these beliefs coming up. And then you can ask, like, why is that untrue? Like, you're really trying to get under the surface of these beliefs. And they are strong. They are going to be quite stuck there. So it might take a bit of time. Just sit there and just ask yourself these thought-provoking questions. Like, why are these untrue? Like, why is this so untrue for me to have this belief? Like, where did this come from? Who told me that? Who told you that belief? I'm not smart enough. Who told you that? Where did that come from? And start writing down why you are good at those things. And then all of a sudden it's like, maybe that's not so true. Alright, what do we do from there? So you got your belief. You know what it is. You can stick with one, you can have 15, you can have as many as you like. And now you're starting to challenge it. And now what we want to do is we don't just want to leave it empty. What you really want to do is put an action behind it. Because what you want to do in that, as the end result, is to create an empowering belief. You don't just want to leave a limiting belief just out there, get rid of it. You want to exchange it for something empowering. What is the word empowering about? What is empowerment? I used to love saying that before. I said I was a freedom coach because it just goes perfectly with my other business as well. But before I had like empowerment coach because I love like getting on camera and empowering people to do something about their life, about changing their lives, about changing themselves, about going into personal growth and self-development and just getting their ass out of bed and just doing something that perfectly aligns and resonates and gets you excited about life. You see, like, energy is like come up, my body posture changes, like I light up because I'm feeling like empowered about life. Get it? You're feeling high vibrational, not low vibrational. That would be very limiting beliefs. Empowering is something that is going to get you to go out there, to take action, to make things good, make things positive. It's taking you away from the negative, into the light, into the positive, and more what you can do, rather than thinking about, oh, I can't do that, I couldn't possibly. Start thinking, how could I? Is this something that I could actually have and open myself up to? So yeah, that is an empowering belief. So how do we get from challenging a limiting belief to getting to an empowering belief? Well, what you want to do is you want to take action. Essentially, you want to prove to yourself that you can do it, that it is possible, that you are smart enough, that you can sell. That's what you want to do. So, how do we do that? So, we have, sorry, I'm very casual here. This is what I love. This is how I love doing my coaching sessions as well. And it's just like one-to-one. I've got my sofa, and just like sitting down, chilled, one-to-one, because I find like people open up so much more to me like that, and it's just kind of the way I am anyway. I like things being informal and personable, and just like we're having a chat, because we are. It's just a very transformational, life-changing chat about limiting beliefs today. So yeah, sorry. Empowering beliefs, right, so what we do is you start to take action on those things. So you have your belief, you challenged it, now you want to take action to it. Prove to yourself that you can do it. So yeah, say you're not smart enough. Start thinking about things you can do that would make you a smart person. Think about the people that you think are smart. Is it friends? Is it family? Maybe it's like, is it celebrity? Is it someone you look up to? Is it your favourite author? All these things, like, who is it? It could be anyone. Maybe it's just someone that you saw on TV or that you saw doing a talk somewhere. But think about that person and think about what it is about them. Like, why do you think they're smart? What about them? What does smart mean to you? And then start thinking, okay, so how could I do that then? How could I make myself believe that I am smart? That I am a smart person? So let's think of some examples together. So, well, when I was smart, I kind of already told you in the beginning, to be honest, about not feeling good at maths. And being put in lower sets at school. And I did actually challenge this belief because I started to do well in my Spanish class and I wanted to be put in the higher sets. So I went and I studied and I got the grades that I wanted to get, and then I asked the teacher if I can go and do the higher set in Spanish, and then me and my friend did get put into the higher set in Spanish and challenged ourselves to do it. And that created me from feeling that I wasn't really good enough at doing Spanish, being in the lower set for GCSE, to being like, oh, I'm actually with the rest of the school now. I'm actually been put in a higher set and I have the same chances. Because when you're in the lower sets, you can't get above a C. That's the only grade you can get. You either pass or you don't. With the higher sets, you have the ability to go up to get a A or a B or an A plus or whatever. And they ended up getting a B in history because I was put in a higher sets because I put myself out there for it. So that's an example. So challenge it. So yeah, think about these actions that you can do. As well, like, this is a great training to get out there to give to you guys. But I keep coming back to it being about a coaching session because that is the way it's meant to kind of work. So it's much more beneficial when you have someone to like guide you through it, because it's not so easy to go through on yourself, especially as you've held them for so long. Imagine you have something that you've believed since childhood, and now all of a sudden you're like, oh, that wasn't true. So yeah. So yeah, holding you accountable is what I was going to say. So being a coach, you can hold your client accountable by helping them to discover what action they can take, and then making sure that they do that action and breaking it down and making it easier for them to come to terms with doing that action. And by the time you've done that action, you've then proven to yourself that actually you are smart, that you can do this. And because you've gone and you've done that, that belief is completely weakened and changed and broken down, and now completely transformed into an empowering belief. There's your process. I mean, it sounds kind of simple when you go into it, but like, is that beneficial? Is that beneficial to you guys? Have you actually thought about how, did you even know how to find your own limiting beliefs before? Have you got stuff out of this? Like, put in the comments below. I want to know, like, give me some examples of some of your limiting beliefs. I really want to see what they are. It's so interesting to see other people's as well. And yeah, what is the most beneficial thing that you've found out of like hearing this training and going through your limiting beliefs? Like, definitely put it all below in the comments. I'd love to know. And if you want to private message me about any of this, like, my inbox is open. Like, it is a busy inbox, so if I don't get back to you straight away, I'm really sorry, but I do go through every single day and make sure that I go through and answer every single message that people send me. So yeah, definitely get on that. So I'm here to help people to transform their life into a freedom life. What is a freedom life? So imagine your life has been like so riddled with these limiting beliefs since childhood all the way up to adulthood, and now you're starting to grow your business, or maybe you're just in your job, and you've reached a point where you don't really know what it is that's holding you back and how you can start moving forward into the future, because there's just something there and you're not really sure what it is. Chances are that's going to be something like a limiting belief. There's so much more you can delve into in coaching than just limiting beliefs. How freaking powerful has this one session been? Delving into something like that has the absolute power to change the direction your life goes in now. Imagine breaking down every single limiting belief, and that's all we ever did. Imagine how freaking powerful that would be if all of a sudden you can be like, I can make sales. If you can make sales, you can make a living at home. You don't need to go and work in a job that you don't like. You don't have to like listen to someone else's rules. You can make your own and be your own boss. Like, you don't have maybe that fear. Maybe it's a fear of something, because limiting beliefs can create fear and procrastination, self-sabotage, and they're not things you want in your life. How many times have you procrastinated on something because you haven't wanted to do it? Like, dropping leaflets off or something. Maybe that's something you have a fear about. That's another one of mine from the past. So just imagine you didn't have any limiting beliefs in your life anymore. How amazingly unstoppable would you feel if they were just gone? Imagine what else we could accomplish. So imagine having unstoppable confidence. Completely banishing fears that you've held so deeply in your life, and that now you can move forward, move through from them, not have those fears anymore. Like, how like absolutely life-changing is that? Reading a self-help book, you can read a self-help book if you wanted. Self-help, self-development, personal growth. Like, fellow entrepreneurs, you will understand me here. It is gold to work on yourself every day, because you're living your best life. But I really can't speak anymore. Give me some tea. So much better. Living your best life. You're being your best self. And that's what it's all about. Because the best you are, the more you can go and you can help other people. Like, if you guys have been watching or reading my posts and stuff that I've done this week, you'll know that I hit rock bottom. I hit the lowest point in my life where I thought I was going to be homeless. I found out I was pregnant. I didn't have my family around me, and it was a load. It was tough to deal with. I was in so much debt, and these are stories that I hadn't really publicly shared with people before. But you'll know that I came from that to now living in the beautiful house in the countryside, to being a self-made entrepreneur, to helping other people grow a freedom lifestyle through working with a holistic-based online business, helping people get started with that, not only creating their own freedom lifestyles through making an income online, but by genuinely transforming people's health at the same time. And now doing freedom coaching so that I can help people on a one-to-one specific basis to completely break down things like limiting beliefs, things like lack of confidence and fear, has been a really, really, do you know what words don't even describe it? Powerful, amazing, incredible, transformative, life-changing journey. I can't even describe to you. You know when people just know something is amazing, but you're never going to know really until you live it, until you go through it. People's testimonies can be one thing. You're more than welcome to go on my Transform with Emily page and see them for yourself. But until you actually experience something for yourself, you never really get it, because you're not living it, you're not living through it, and you're not seeing the results yourself, and that's what we really want. So, without further ado, what's the time before? Oh, it's 5 to 2. So you have to do it in back live. You're about to get this live in a minute. Okay. Weird to say. Guys, I want to work with you on a more one-to-one basis. I want to get to know you more, and I want to be able to help you to really discover what your limiting beliefs are. Not only discover your limiting beliefs, but getting through your fear, solving your problems. Like, how many times have you just been stuck with a specific problem and you're like, I don't know what to do, I don't know how to get through it, I don't know who to talk to, I don't have the support to move forward with it. Like, that is what I'm here to help you with. Confidence was something that I really, really struggled with, especially as a teenager. And going through life with very limited confidence, it's a struggle. Having inner confidence in yourself, confidence in your business, confidence in like your health, your relationships, whatever, is invaluable. Absolutely invaluable. To have that, to go after your dreams. Because without the confidence to do things, you're never really going to take the action that you need. So that has been something that has been like the peak of everything for me. So yeah, I'm going to post a link below with my calendar. If the calendar isn't there in time, by the time you finish this, then just drop me a message in my inbox. But I will get it sorted. And I would love to book in a free coaching call with you. So click the link or send me a message, and let's get you booked in. Tomorrow or throughout this week, I'm only taking 10 people. I only have so much time, and I really, really want to dedicate this to 10 specific people so that I can work like really on a one-to-one basis. Otherwise, with everything else that I do, it gets very overwhelming. So if you have really enjoyed this training, I hope you've got value from it. I hope you come through and get your limiting beliefs, and even if you only leave it here at this point, I know it's a scary thing to go in and make a change in your life and take that step forward. I know that I've been there, but sometimes you just have to jump in and you just have to do it. But even if you don't do that and you just take away this training from today, then amazing. You are going to get so much value just from this training that you'll already be able to make a change in your life. But if you guys want to take it further and you want to book in a free, no obligation discovery coaching call with me to find out where and how you can create inner freedom and a freedom lifestyle for yourself, then book in a call with me this week and we will go through and I will do my very best to guide you to more of a freedom-based lifestyle. Yes. Thank you so much for watching. Have an amazing Sunday. I'm going to go and have a vegan roast. And I'll be here for the next hour to answer your messages, go through your comments. So please interact with this. Love you. Thanks so much for watching, guys.